We talk a lot about AI, what it means, what it doesn't mean. What are the processes where AI is truly having an impact?
The huge area where AI is having an impact right now, and when we say AI, we basically mean machine learning. That's the dominant strain of AI. I think it will continue to be for a long time. So what's machine learning good at? And the basic answer is it's an extraordinarily good classifier. It can look at an image, classify what's in it, and label that image with pretty decent accuracy. It can listen to these sounds leaving my mouth and classify the words that I'm speaking and transcribe speech pretty accurately. It can look at transactions coming across a merchant's website and classify fraudulent versus non-fraudulent. So in the business world, we do a whole lot of classification. It's actually a really, really important category of work. And what we're learning is just how powerful machine learning systems are at different kinds of classification.
As you think about organizations who've embarked on this challenge of better data, better machine learning, better analytics, how to use it differently, what are some of the unique characteristics of the talent needed to do this, beyond the data scientists and the mathematicians? What are those characteristics that are important?
It's a cultural preference, a deep wired preference in the organization, in the company, for making decisions analytically, as opposed to based on gut, judgment, intuition, seniority, charisma, table pounding skills, all these different ways, politics, that organizations make decisions right now. It's not that all those things are gone. Those things are part of human organizations. They're never going to go away entirely. But what I'm really interested in is the hard work that organizations are doing to minimize those things and to say, gang, these are important decisions for the company. We are going to try hard to make them based on the best available evidence. And if that evidence comes out of a machine learning system as opposed to the person that's been doing that job for 20 years, if that system is better, we're going to go over there. These are difficult conversations. These are wrenching changes for a lot of organizations.
As I think about C-suites, boards, folks who are making some of these decisions, at least at the top-down organizations, I think everyone knows and recognizes and wants, data capabilities of some sort within the organization. I'm just curious what your experience has been understanding what the difference is between someone saying, yes, go do it, and whatever that it might be for them, and then how are they actually leveraging it? What do we need from these executives?
We all know there's this terrible war for talent going on. There's amazing advantage if you can find people who will be a good fit, good members of the organization, but they're undiscovered right now. They're not as heavily scouted or recruited right now. So, help us do hiring better is one thing that you could turn an analytics team loose on, and I think they do you a great deal of good. Let's say you ask that clear question and the analytics team comes back and says, okay, you should do the following 4 things differently. A lot of organizations say, thanks a lot, we're going to do 0 of those 4 things actually differently. And then all these processes of the status quo and inertia and politics and all these things come into play, and you can come up with 24 reasons not to go do those 4 things differently. You just see this happen over and over. And for me, a big component of leadership going forward is to say, gang, if we decided that we wanted to invest in this capability, we wanted to change the way that we do human capital processes in this company, then we're going to do it. And we're at least going to do an honest, faithful experiment and see if it works out better. And if that first experiment didn't give us perfect results, is that an excuse to throw the whole thing away? Or is that a reason to go try to figure out what didn't work perfectly and go do another experiment? I don't know a single scientist who only does successful experiments in their career, right? And having something fail, having a hypothesis not work out, you don't then leave and go do something else for a living if you're a scientist. You then go back and why didn't that one work, and refine what you think about the world.
And so I guess if we think about AI still being a little bit of a buzzword, but more and more people becoming comfortable with this concept that it's necessary, what it's doing, how it's going to work. It's still controversial. There's a lot of trust issues. There's a lot of learning about me more than I know about myself, which is scary for folks. Go to therapy for that. What are maybe the 1 or 2 questions you get asked all the time from folks who are trying to maybe embark on this journey?
Because there's nothing about AI or machine learning that overturns the fundamental rule of computing, which is garbage in, garbage out. And if you train these systems on biased data or flawed data, they're going to give you biased decisions and flawed decisions. That's absolutely true. What we don't do a good enough job with is saying compared to what. And the more you understand human biases and the flaws in human reasoning, the more you want the technology. Our brains are these amazing things. Holy Toledo, are they full of bugs and glitches and biases. The fascinating thing to me is that we make different kinds of mistakes than the machines do. That to me implies this really wonderful partnership where they will backstop us and keep us from making really stupid mistakes, and we will backstop them and keep them from making really stupid mistakes. And as a result, decisions get better, we become more productive, we treat people more equitably. That's fantastic. The other profound benefit is that it lets talent shine through. It lets diamonds be detected more easily. So if you've been a historically underrepresented member of a community, man, you want the technology, and it will give you chances to manifest what you can do. You can learn more quickly, you can make your skills and abilities more visible. And if companies change their decision-making processes, you will not have an inferior shot, you will have a better shot at realizing your full capabilities. I can get out of bed and get excited about that.